Warning, incoming game over. Warning, incoming game over.
Well, wasn't that a hockey game? But unfortunately, it didn't end the way everybody in Edmonton wanted it to go. Welcome back to Game Over Edmonton, playoff edition. Oilers fall in game one, 6-5 in a wacky, chaotic affair that I'm not really sure how things came to how it ended. It's Avry here in the host chair, and we got my colleague here, Ash, joining us here.
Hello, everybody.
The Ash and Avery Show. As wow, Game Over Edmonton. We were watching that game and thinking this game probably should have been handily LA Kings win. That wasn't the case. Kings win 6-5 after a dramatic Oilers comeback that in the end ends in a Philip Deneau goal. Beats Stuart Skinner, a shot that he whiffs on. And before we get to our ad, Ash, how deflating was it to see Philip Deneau whiff on that shot, but it still beats Stuart Skinner with 40 seconds to go in the third period?
Listen, I'm not going to be able to sit still. I am actively in the middle of a crash out. I'm losing my absolute mind right now. So please forgive me if I'm very visually distracting because oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my god. My thoughts condensed for you. My god, dude.
Oh my. With that being said, we gotta give thanks to our friends at Hyperdrive Hockey. Shift into Hyperdrive and get ready to have some fun with your new source for all the biggest stories in hockey, bringing a unique style of broadcasting and commentary with a Quebecois flair. Hyperdrive Hockey combines top-tier analysis, big stories, pop culture, and a fun atmosphere that will drive debate, make you think, and more. Join Max Van Hoot, Daphne Malbouf, and Kevin Larme every Monday and Thursday for your fill of the hockey world. Watch on YouTube, on the Game Over Network channel, or subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon. And head to our website, thegameovernetwork.com, for more. All right, back to the collective crash out in a game in which the Edmonton Oilers on the road playing the Kings for the first time without home ice advantage in this 4-year stretch. And first period, Ash, this game starts off in the worst possible way for the Oilers as they're down 2-0 in this game after the first period. Andrei Kuzmenko, power play goal. Quentin Byfield scores, make it 2-0. And that first goal, Ash, we saw the lineups and a lot of injuries, a lot of banged up names. Josh Brown checks in on the back end.
Dude, Josh Brown. Okay, listen, I'm going to tell a quick story. Today was my family's Easter.
Yes.
And we're all big Oilers fans, of course. And basically, we didn't really know Josh Brown was going to start until about halfway through the day. And before then, I was basically telling everybody. So we don't really know who's going to be our sixth defenseman. If it's Josh Brown, it's GG. Go next. It's over. It's done. And I was telling everybody, Josh Brown is the worst player in the NHL. 2 years running. And it's true. He is. And I was like, I really want to see Cam Dean. He's played very good games. He had a very successful game with Bouchard about a month and a half ago. I really wanted to see him in the lineup. But if Josh Brown gets this start, the Oilers will lose this game. And 44 seconds in to his time on the ice, the only thing he's supposed to do, be a penalty killer. The only thing, he can't do it. Puck's in the net. He gets benched immediately. He plays 4 minutes for the rest of the game. What did I say? That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what every Oilers fan said. I don't know what kind of spell he has over management, but there's no reason he should be playing. I don't understand. I don't get it. I like it. It blows my mind.
It does because first of all, what was penalty happening? What it is, what it is. But on that sequence in which Andrei Kuzmenko goes to the net, how does Josh Brown lose his man at the front of the net? How does Kuzmenko get lost? That shouldn't happen. That cannot happen in that sequence, Ash.
I don't get it. It's like this is, and we're going to talk about this when we talk about Stuart Skinner. Stuart Skinner's number one thing, everybody knows that he's slow on lateral movement. So what did the Oilers do? They specifically deployed their defensive system that they have usually two defenders that are very close on either sides of the net, that they can take away those wide passes, those people who are sitting back, the classic Zach Hyman goals that we've always seen, right? The Oilers, Stuart Skinner especially, are very vulnerable to this. Josh Brown doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care because he can't play the sport. He doesn't know the assignment, and he just loses it. He absolutely loses it. And it's crazy because that's like the one job. That's like your only job. And there you go. Look, first goal, it's in. Talk about the penalty. It was a little bit weak, but like, who cares? Whatever. Holding a stick, you're going to get called for that. Whatever.
Yeah, no, exactly. That penalty wasn't difference making. And you're right. That defensive system is supposed to be used to help Stu and Stu's lateral movement. And it just didn't work out. And that's the thing in which you talk about momentum is a big thing. And trying to take the crowd out of a game is a big thing. And
I mean, the crowd was huge this game. You heard it. Like the crowd was so into this game. And when we get to later, the crowd was taken way, way, way out of this game. This is like it was. You can tell it, especially in the second period. Like this first period, I actually didn't think was that bad for the Oilers. I thought it was Josh Brown and a bit of some defensive breakdowns and a little bit unlucky, but I didn't think the Oilers actually played that bad. I thought the Oilers were mainly just playing a step behind, but you can tell in the second that it completely got away from them and that the crowd was so in their face, in their minds, and it just like, especially when you're playing in LA, the home team. There is no other team like LA is at home in the whole league. You can't be giving them stuff like that, like right off the bat. And then when we get into the second goal here, it's the exact same shit. Byfield is completely left alone on that side. Nuge and Wallman both completely blow their assignments on a rush. And look who it is. It's Quentin Byfield left on the far side and is able to just tap in a puck when he literally grabs it out of midair, has enough time because Stuart Skinner is so slow on the rotation that we don't have a defenseman or a center who goes to cover it. Like it absolutely blows my mind. Like this is the one thing that the Oilers are supposed to cover. Like we know this. We've been knowing this for like a year, but
yes,
what a deflating start to the game. Oh my God.
And the Byfield goal comes from a chance from behind the goal line. Quentin Byfield gets it on net behind Stuart Skinner. That kind of a chance cannot be allowed.
Right? It's just, I don't know. Like, there was a really good article talking about, it was from Bruce at Oilers Nations, talking about the specific ways that the Kings are playing, how their offense is different this year, because it's not the 1-3-1 anymore. And part of the ways that the Kings were going to succeed is if the Oilers get lazy on their assignments. Look what happens. Oilers got lazy on their assignment from Wallman, who had a really bad game, and Oilers are down 2-0. In a game that really shouldn't be 2-0, and they're just taking advantage of Skinner's weaknesses and the Oilers' lack of discipline, and it's just a rough start. It's a rough start for the Oilers.
No, it is a rough start, and you look at when the goals were allowed. The Kuzmenko goal allowed less than 3 minutes in. The Byfield goal with less than a minute to go. The worst possible times to kill momentum within the first 2 minutes of 3 minutes of a game and the final minute of a game. This team just couldn't find a way to start strong and end strong that first period, Ash.
Yeah. No, they absolutely couldn't. They absolutely couldn't. And you could see how much it affected. I mean, especially against the Kings, a team that there's already so much emotion going into this from the pregame and pre-series comments from Deneau and Fogle that have been discussed at length, from the fact that this is our 4th year in a row playing them. Oh my God. But I don't know, the Oilers, notorious, especially in the playoffs, for not showing up on time, don't show up on time once again. And it's just it's a bit of an unlucky, but not a good first period. This second period, though, this was bad. This second period was actually so bad. I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, let's get into the second period. Let's get into the score in the second period. This was a game in which that second period was, you talk about frustrating, you talk about undisciplined, you talk about a team. This team this team came in that second period as if they had never played in a playoff game with a group before. This was a team that, if you're in the coaching staff watching what's happening in front of you, how are you not internally just wanting to flip to just the bench or over? Like, how are you not internally on that bench as a coach not wanting to scream?
I mean, I mean, Knobloch, who I kind of have a lot of criticisms of. I mean, he's just like going through the line blender. At this point, Skinner is on the top line. Now we have Brown on the second line for some reason, but Colson dropped down to the third for some reason. I don't know what reason that is, but like Brown has never played on the second line with Draisaitl and Arvidsson. But okay, whatever, sure, put him there. But yeah. Colson, he hasn't, like, the third line with who is it? Frederick and Nugent Hopkins. I mean, he's never really done that, but whatever, put him there. Doesn't matter, because why would it matter? Who cares about the lines anyway? We just kind of blend them up and go to McDry so that McDry can just save us, because, you know, we have McDavid and Draisaitl on this team, and they can just do everything. They can just win games on their own, right? Like, we don't have to actually like do anything. We don't have to worry about anything at all.
Yeah, that was the big. You're right. That was the big thing that I really bugged me, was the fact that no matter what coach it is, no matter if it's Chris Knobloch, Jay Woodcroft, Dave Tippett, whoever, the plan when things don't go their way is to automatically, go to McDry, go to the blender. Yeah. And that's the thing that this organization still has not found a way to get away from, because yes, you can load up your top line if you need that goal, but you now bring down the second line and et cetera, by loading up that top line. You need to have a balanced four line. We know this. We know this for years, Ash, and his team fails to do it.
And especially against this team, this Los Angeles team in particular, more so than any other team in the league right now, more so than any other Los Angeles team in the past, we have to run three lines. We have to run three good lines. Why? They have Kopitar, who's going to be playing against McDavid. They have Deneau, who's going to be playing against Draisaitl, who is just all over him all the time. And then they have Quentin Byfield, who is taken a big step up in his game this year.
Yes,
he's going to be playing on that third line, like technically, but that's going to be the mismatch against like Hopkins' line. So the best situation here, you want to run three lines. You can counter the fact that the Kings have good center depth. But if you just want to go to McDry all the time, then why even bother? Just play them 30 minutes a night. Don't even care about lines. Like, who cares about lines when you just play them 30 minutes a night, right? I mean, if we're starting Josh Brown, we're going to play like Evan Bouchard 30 minutes a night. Like, why even? Who even cares? Like, why even fucking dress these people? Just put those five out for all 60 minutes if that's all we care about. Dude, I cannot believe the coaching decisions that this organization makes constantly over and over and over again. We have no trust in anyone that's not McDry or Bouchard, and I don't understand. I don't get it. It hurts me to my soul, Avery.
It is just repeating the things that sunk this team in 2021, 2022, 2020. It's Groundhog Day. Yep. It is Groundhog Day for his organization, no matter who it is. And going through that second period, this is a game in which, thankfully, at least it did get a goal from Leon Draisaitl to get them on the board. It felt like somebody had. It felt like it wasn't going to be 29 or 97. No one was getting through Darcy Kemper. Dry gets a goal to make it 4-1. So there was some life after 40 minutes on this team, Ash.
Yeah, no, there definitely was, and this goal specifically came after the Dry was shown very emotional on the bench. He was he was shouting, he was giving the team his peace of mind, which 100%, that's exactly what you want to see. And what happens? Bouge goes out there, and and despite the fact that he did not have a good second period, he creates a great possession in the offensive zone. He gives it to McDavid, who undresses Kopitar. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. How does he do this when they're down 4-0? And he just gives it to Draisaitl, who perfectly just like leaves Mikey Anderson. He's clueless because Mikey Anderson can't do anything. He can't defend. And it's perfect. It's just a perfect goal from the three best players on the team. And this is just what it takes for the Oilers to win games. They just need those people to turn it on. Luckily, and I mean, even though they didn't end up winning the game, they still can turn it on. They're the best like three-player unit in the league. But it's so frustrating that we can't just like play like a team. Like, we have to wait until like we're down 4-0. And that's not even to talk about the second, the third or fourth goal, which is like, oh my god, it's absolute blasphemy. It's actually insane that like people are gonna blame like Bouchard for these giveaways on the third and the fourth goal. Sure, fine, whatever. They're bad giveaways. On that third goal, I think it's Kempe who's left wide open in front of the net. There are four
Yes.
Oilers below the goal line. How is that? That's not a Bouchard giveaway. That's terrible defense. We leave him alone. Why are there four of us below the goal line? I'm gonna lose it. I can't take it. Avery, please, I can't take it anymore.
The Adrian Kempe goal, the fact that you had three guys, you had multiple players following the puck, that is basic. That is basic hockey 101. Do not have everybody chasing the puck. That is stuff that you cannot have at the NHL level, to have that many guys following the puck carrier. That blew me away.
And it wasn't just like, oh, whatever. You know who it was? It was Connor McDavid. It was Evan Bouchard. It was Darnell Nurse. It was Jeff Skinner. These guys have all been in the league and at the top of the league for a very long time. They all should know better. This shit is novice. This shit is initiation, and we're failing. We are failing.
Like that was probably going to be Adrian Kempe's easiest goal he'll score as an NHLer. To see,
literally.
like that was, and you're right, Ash. The amount of top tier guys that fell for that sequence of chasing the puck carrier, guys like McDavid, Nurse, Skinner, that cannot happen, especially in a playoff game.
It just can't. It absolutely just can't. Like, again, luckily at the end of the second period, we have some life. Draisaitl is like, dude, we can't just suck shit. We're like a real hockey team. Yeah, like he gets the bench fired up. They finally do something. And okay, 4-1. It's unlikely, but you know what? I kind of believe. I mean, if I'm not going to believe, why the fuck am I a sports fan? Why are any of us here if we don't believe that our team can actually win anything at all? So 4-1, it's a great goal. It's at the perfect time. Maybe we can make a third period out of this. And oh my god, what a third period! Oh my god, what a third period, dude!
The third, that was full. You know what? I'll give credit to someone who I've been on for a while in terms of his play this year. I'll give credit. Matisse Janmark gets on his first playoff goal of the year. Third goal
He scores
total.
a goal on a goalie. He did it. They said it couldn't be done.
For those of you who don't know, yes, we're not making that up. That stat is a real stat. Matisse Janmark scored 2 goals this year in regular season, both on empty nets. This actually was his first goal and goalie this year.
One was on an empty net, and the other was a deflection off of his body.
A deflection, yes.
Yeah.
Like that's how tough it's been for Matisse Janmark to really get his offense going. But right time, he makes it 4-2, and it looked like this was going to be game over, because right after he got that goal, 2 minutes later, power play goal for the Kings, Kim Fiala says, nope, not today, or so we thought when we made a 5-2 game, Ash.
Oh my god, I actually, so this whole sequence, Hyman gets penalized for a headshot against Clark. I guess the replay. I mean, he clearly like goes for his head, but there's like a guy in front of the camera in the replay. I think it's not a very good penalty to call, but whatever, doesn't matter. They had a better angle. We couldn't see it clearly. This Jake Wallman, man, dude, I'm so happy he's on this team, but holy fuck, what a rough game.
Yeah.
And listen, okay, I think Deneau deserved an embellishment. He did not get hit in the head. He snaps his head back and then does it again, gets away with it, even though he's hit in the chest. But like, I mean, you can't just like hit someone like that. Like, you can't just like be like it's super weak. It really is weak, especially when there were missed calls against the Oilers or against the Kings, like the Frederick trip on the 2-on-1 earlier. But man, you just like we have all the momentum, and you just can't be doing that. You just can't, man. You can't. And what happens? What happens immediately? Avery, can you please tell me what happens to me 2 seconds later after Jake Walman takes that penalty? What happens?
LA responds. That lead is extended.
Immediately.
Oh, that's the one thing in which first of all, yes, there should have been an embellishment call. Second of all, certain guys know how to game the system, and they know what will get called and what won't.
Especially Danault. Oh my God, especially Danault, right?
Yep. Some guys know what to do. They know how to game the system in the postseason, and that's going to be on Jake Walman now to learn from that and not fall for that trap again. Like, he has no choice. The Kings are, people call it the dark arts. The LA Kings are masters of it.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, you don't get a reputation for being a shutdown center in this league without knowing exactly where the line is and how to ride it. Because, oh my God, Danault, like, his method of defending is just, I'm going to take penalties and not going to call it, because that's how you defend in the National Hockey League.
Yep. No, it is so true. And then as we finish up the first segment here, after they were the 5-2 game, things looked bleak, and then peak mayhem breaks out as first Corey Perry scores, then Zach Hyman scores in the third, and then Connor McDavid.
This 3-goal sequence, I don't know if I've ever felt exactly. I don't know. I don't think I've ever felt exactly like that watching a hockey game. I don't think the Oilers have ever made a comeback just that dramatic in a hockey game before. Me and my roommate were losing our fucking minds. There was so much hope. It was just so good. McDavid to Hyman, it's perfect. Oh, it's so perfect. McDavid is literally the greatest player of all time. Mikey Anderson is killed in action. We literally saw it live. His dead body is out there on the ice. Nobody cares because, oh my God, Connor McDavid is so good at hockey. He's so good, dude. Oh, and this isn't even to talk about the Perry goal where he just undresses Gavrikov, who's just like wearing him like a jacket. Like Gavrikov is on top of him, like bear hugging, and Perry just a nice little pot in for McDavid. He really is just the greatest to ever do it, man.
And again, Connor McDavid.
So much hope, dude. So much hope, man.
Connor McDavid is up to 40 points in 19 games against the LA Kings all time. That in the postseason.
Absolute farmer, an absolute. He farms these kids, dude. Like, it's crazy. Game 1, 4 points for McDavid. Evan Bouchard, 3 points. What does Draisaitl have? I think it's like 2 points. Corey Perry, 2. Dude, we're already starting like record conversations. We're gonna break some war records this year.
It is funny how even in a losing effort, even in a game in which the Kings are up 1-0, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl still find ways to have multi-point games against the LA Kings. There are some teams, I mean, we already know Draisaitl has his way with the Nashville Predators, but there are some teams that no matter what situation it is, they thrive against. And Connor McDavid has made a postseason career of thriving against the Los Angeles Kings, win or lose, and he makes it a 5-5 game, and everybody is thinking from both the LA side and the Edmonton side that this game is going to go to overtime. Everybody is thinking that until the final minute of play, in which, boy, you talk about from a Kings side, a clutch goal, from an Oilers side, a backbreaker. Philip Danault, second goal of the game, a shot in which he whiffs on, doesn't get all of it, barely gets maybe 20% of the shot. That puck goes off nearly his shaft and floats over Stuart Skinner on knuckle puck to seal game 1 for LA. That's a tough way to go down, Ash. It's a tough way to go down.
This is the only way the LA Kings can win hockey games against the Edmonton Oilers. They can't beat them on the merits. They can't beat them in the physicality. They can't beat them 5-on-5 because they crumble, because they can't play hockey. So what do? They resort to stupid puck luck like this. This is the only way that they could have prevented themselves from absolutely collapsing in front of the entire everyone that was staying up to watch this game go to overtime. And this is how they do it. Warren Fogle gives an absolute snow job to Stuart Skinner. Yes, Stuart Skinner whiffs on this. It is the weirdest puck bounce I've ever seen. Weirdest shot ever. He's got a face full of snow. Skinner did not play very good tonight, but I can't put all the blame on him, man. Like, I really can't. I really just, like, this really was like divine intervention from a satanic force, because this is just not, this was not skill. This was not playing better than their opponent. This was just pure and utter hopes and prayers. They played hope hockey and they won, and it's crazy. And I, like, you can't really do anything about that.
No,
It's not the first time. It's not the first time they've done that. The Kings do this all the time.
But you know what? I'll say as much as we get ready for the second segment. I'll say as much. Edmonton, LA, no matter how a series goes, no matter what happens, you cannot say an Edmonton Oilers LA Kings playoff game is boring. You cannot say that.
Nope, you cannot. This is some of the realest hockey you'll ever see. Like, this is what it's all about. This is scrappy. This is dirty. Sometimes it's bad hockey, but that I mean, that's just you just gotta love that, right? You just gotta love some absolutely kind of terrible hockey in the playoffs sometimes, especially game one. Where else are you gonna have it but game one? Oh my God, what a treat. What an absolute treat. Even though my heart is hurting so much, it's gonna burst out of my body and explode.
Oh, either way, it was a blast. Hey, also, also a blast? Our Patreon page. So, are you looking for ways to help an upstart media company employing over 30 young journalists and analysts across Canada? If you got a few bucks kicking around, head to our Patreon page at patreon.com/the Game Over Network. There you'll find multiple tiers featuring different rewards and goodies for helping us grow. There's extra access, looks behind the scenes, Discord benefits, merchandise discounts, and opportunities to give us feedback. And you, yes you, can join us for special shows live, where you can interact with our hosts as we launch more ways to improve your experience. And hey, some days you can't spare a few bucks, we get it. We got a free tier for you so you can still enjoy the fun. So, if you want to help us out, make sure to click like and subscribe on YouTube, rate us 5 stars on your favorite podcast app, and make sure you share our work on social media. So that's patreon.com/the Game Over Network for some tantalizing goodies as we head to the second segment. So Ash, I want to ask you now, in terms of players, who would you say, one might be very obvious, who was your hero for tonight, and who do you want to see improve come game 2?
I mean, it's Connor McDavid. I mean, duh, dude's the best player to ever play the game. Like I like that guy can do anything he wants, except for win a hockey game on the merits. Like, I assume, because that's not allowed. You can't do that. They actually banned that. It's not allowed anymore. I mean, and then it's Jake Wallman. Like, Jake Wallman, man, you got to lock in. Like, you actually have to lock the hell in. Like it's like, you got to chill out, play your game. We know you're much better than what you were doing tonight. And you know what? And on that last goal, the game-winning fluke goal, who was playing defense there, is Jake Wallman. And when I saw him on the ice with 1 minute left, I got a bad feeling. I got like a little tingle, and I was like, there. And I wish I hadn't had that thought, but man, it was true. It just, I don't know, like, lock the fuck in, man. Like, you can play better. Play better. Don't take stupid penalties. Don't be dumb. Do better, you know? Like, it's kind of obvious. Like, I think the Oilers are going to come out and play better, but like, I mean, I think it just starts with stuff like Jake Wallman. I think he had some good defensive plays, though. I will say, it's not like he was like the worst player who's ever played the game. I think he just had a very emotional night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I would definitely agree. That was a very emotional night, and it's a game in which I don't think you'll see 2 games in a row where Jake Wallman makes those level egregious mistakes, either when it comes to discipline or defensive play, because we've seen him since being acquired from Detroit. San Jose. He's been a very Detroit. Sorry, he's been a very solid D man on this roster. He's been more than enough for this team on the back end. We've seen us play offensively. Like this kind of a game for Jake Wallman, it wasn't a normal thing for him. You could see, and maybe it was the playoff nerves. I mean, heck,
Yeah,
after spending
it's his first playoff game, right?
Yeah. I mean, look at all the time he spent in Detroit and San Jose around
Yeah.
just bad organizations.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely terrible organizations. And like there's a lot of passion like in this game just from everyone involved. And I think that can get a lot. And I think you see that in like game ones. But don't worry, the Oilers never won a game one. They're 3-11. This core is 3-11 in game one of series. So don't worry about it because they never win this anyway.
Yeah,
It's fine.
That is the funniest stat that this team, you're right, with this core of McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Nugent Hopkins, Skinner, Nurse. This team, whatever it is, no matter what series, except for we saw most recently against the Dallas series, winning game ones, this team, it's as if this team needs to start down, needs to start the series with their backs against the wall. They can't start the series up one. They need some adversity to go into a game two.
Can't start a game up one either, right? Like it's like I don't know. Like it's it's just you don't have to do that. You could just like win game one and then you'll be up one game instead of down one game. Like you could just do that. I don't know if that's occurred to them yet though. Like someone might need to teach them that.
You would think it was so weird. And one of the funniest stats here is that look at natural stat trick, Ash. High danger chances for Edmonton won the high danger chance battle 14-8, which is funny because earlier in this game, this team could not get any shots on Darcy Kemper within 40 feet.
Yeah, it was there was literally a 15-minute stretch in between like 5 minutes to go in the first, but until 10 minutes into the second, didn't even register a shot. The Kings were doing a very good job of with their neutral zone in preventing the Oilers from getting a lot going. But one thing I will say is that up to nothing on a game that wasn't even that much of a blowout in terms of the actual play. Obviously, the score eventually 4-0 tells a different story, but at 2-0, the play was towards the Kings, but kind of even, and the Kings were already playing like this really safe hockey. Like they were playing really aggressive in the neutral zone, but they were not forechecking a lot. They were kind of just letting it be and letting the Oilers try to slam their heads into the wall in the neutral zone again, which I mean, if it wasn't for some really dumb shit that happens, what does that remind you of? Reminds me of LA Kings teams of previous years who absolutely cannot hold on to a lead or outscore the Oilers. The fact that the LA Kings got 6 goals on an actual goalie is actually insane and an anomaly, and they will never do this again because when have they ever done this again? Then I don't know. I immediately when they went up 2-0, they started playing so safe, and I saw it. I saw that they were retreating into their comfort. They didn't want to press their lead. They didn't like doing that. The energy in the building was high, but I don't know. I don't think this Kings team has the drive, has the aggressiveness to really shut down this Oilers team. I mean, they quite literally, outside of a fluke, almost blew a 4-0 lead.
Man, I would be shocked if game 2 is anything like game 1 again. And you're right, Ash. This team is built with guys who are strong defensive forwards. Even though this team no longer plays a 1-3-1, you can still see it's still in their makeup to want to revert back to that kind of defensive style. And I'm expecting game 2, 3, and 4 to be those slow, prodding 3-2, 4-1, 1-0 games again. I'm not expecting another game end 6-5 versus series at all.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. And you know what happens? If this is the type of game that gets played for the rest of the series, it's Oilers in 5. Be real. Be absolutely real. Do you think the Kings win this type of game again?
No.
Absolutely not. They can't. They literally can't. It's not the type of game that they play. They can't. They're gonna have to rely on dumb puck luck like that, and don't even get it. Like we throughout this whole thing, we haven't even like talked about penalties. We didn't even talk about like the fucking 5-on-3 that where the puck obviously hit the glass.
Yes.
You could hear it. You could literally hear it in the audio, and you could see it. You could actually see it. And it left a mark. It left a mark on the glass. You could literally see the mark on the glass, and they still called it a 5-on-3. At least we killed it off, but that's still 2 minutes. The Kings had everything in their favor tonight, and they still almost had a generational blow. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is not a stable team. This team cannot do this again. Otherwise, they are absolutely fucked in 5.
Oh man! And before we go to our third segment here, you mentioned penalties here, Ash, and that's the one thing is that no matter what year it's been for an Edmonton LA series, the officiating has been a mess in so many instances, and I don't want to be the guy that goes to the referees too much, but man, the NHL officiating once again, we are not here to watch the stripes. People don't pay money to go watch referee shows, which we get way too much of. And yes, if there's a penalty, call a penalty. But the NHL, in so many instances, still does this stupid game management nonsense, which nobody likes.
Yep. No, who was it? I think it was like Tyler from Oilers Nation, who literally halfway through the second was like, catch the Oilers not getting any power plays until they get some like makeup calls with like 6 minutes left. When they're still down like 2. What happened? What happened with 6 minutes left? It was obviously a penalty, but like you don't call like anything else before that. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just absolutely wild to me. And on your point about, people don't go to see the stripes. Well, that obviously like the league and the refs don't think that. You see that 5-0 Los Angeles Kings game in the regular season? Dude, that was the Wes McCauley show. Of course, everyone who watched that game wanted to watch Wes McCauley. Why would I want to go see the hockey team? I want to go see my favorite zebra.
Right?
No. Like what are we doing here? Come on, can we be real? Is there any other sport that is like this? No.
No.
So why?
It blows me away that this is a standard that has been set, and NHL, this is the same league. This is the same league, Ash, where a cup final had Colin Campbell, head of officials, being allowed to get disciplined in a series where the cup final 2011, Vancouver-Boston, the fact that the league did not tell Colin Campbell to excuse himself from discipline in a series in which his son was playing in the cup final tells me a lot. How is it not conflict of interest that the league didn't tell him you can't be part of the series as an official, Colin? Your son's playing this.
It's just no other league. No other league, man. Like you have no other league has its entire management ranks filled with former players. like you have George Peros, like known goon, absolute enforcer, and he's in charge of player safety. Can you imagine if like, trying to think of like a dirty NFL player. I don't know. I can't think of like any like famous ones, but like, can you imagine if like one of them was like head of player safety at the NFL? Can you like actually imagine that for a second? It would be the funniest thing ever. Ndamukong Suh. Oh my God. Can you imagine if like thank God Ndamukong Suh was head of player safety in the NFL? That's literally what we have in the NHL, and nobody bats an eye. Nobody looks at this situation and thinks it's crazy. Nobody's like, I actually don't think that this would be very good. So some player safety because we're the NHL. It's boys club all the way down, baby.
Nope. And who's in Hall of Fame class last year? Colin Campbell.
Yup.
For what? What's Hall of Fame worry about Colin Campbell? What?
Nah, he was a guy. He was a guy, dude. He was a guy that was like he like did things.
Literally a guy. But you know what? Before we crash out too much on this tangent here, let's go to our next ad where, hey, if you're enjoying the show, I bet you want to follow us on our social media accounts because, hey, you want to see more of our takes. You want to see more Game Over Edmonton. So make sure to hit the like button on this video. click subscribe on our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you know when we go live next during this postseason. If you're tapping into our podcast, please give us a 5-star rating, or if you want, even leave a positive review. If you really like us, make sure to follow us on your favorite social media platforms. You can find the Game Over Network on Blue Sky at gameovernetwork.com, on TikTok and Twitter at GameOverNHL, on Instagram, Threads, LinkedIn at Game Over Network. You can find us on the app that is still, to us, Twitter. I still call it Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Avery. You can find Ash on there as well at Ash Jubilee. And you can also find us on Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky. What's your Blue Sky again for people, Ash? I know you're on Blue Sky as well.
It's just I'm Ash Jubilee everywhere you find me. Everywhere that social media is, you can find me at Ash Jubilee.
There you go. I'm on Blue Sky at Avery and Blue Sky. And yeah, so if you want, yeah, there you go. Social media platforms, you can tap in there. And also, make sure you also follow all of our network channels, not just Edmonton. Make sure you tap into Calgary, Winnipeg, Vancouver, Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal, and tap into the ones who are doing playoff game streams throughout the NHL postseason. All right. Third period time as we start to wrap things up here on Game Over Edmonton. And I got to say, you know what's funny, Ash, is that I'll give this man credit no matter what year it is. Will Ferrell is always there once again. I'll give him credit.
What?
Will Ferrell is always there every single year, Ash.
What a real one, man. Like he really is there every single time. I love seeing his sad face though. I'm not gonna lie. He like, credit to him for being a big fan. But credit to me for being a big hater, because I love seeing him sad when the LA Kings lose to the Oilers every single year. Warms my heart. Just a few sizes.
That is funny. That's funny. Ash loves seeing the crash. That's the one thing that Edmonton needs to get better on. We need to get better on bringing more celebrities to the games. I know in the past couple of years we've seen it happen more, but there's gonna be a way to get even more celebrities who like the Oilers to games come game 3 and 4. There's gotta be a way to make it happen more often.
We really get Charles Barkley in here. He's always gassing the Oilers up on NBA and TNT. He's picking them to go to the finals every year. We did we gotta fly him out for a game. Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, and at this point, you know what? I don't care if Chuck thinks Edmonton is in the middle of nowhere, like he said last year. Bite the bullet, Chuck. You gotta come up for a game. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. It's sick. It's super sick. I remember, listening to 32 Thoughts. I remember listening to Elliot Friedman. He was saying, I think it was Game 6 in Edmonton. Of the Stanley Cup final, and he was saying that was the best sporting environment that he or at least one of the best sporting environments he'd ever been in his life, and he compared it to being there for when Usain Bolt broke the 100-meter record. That's how crazy Edmonton gets when the Oilers are in the playoffs and winning. It truly is nothing else. But I mean, if you're listening to this and you're from Edmonton, you already know that. I don't need to tell you that. You kind of already take that as a given. We kind of all take that for granted. But we do love our Oilers, even when they hurt us so deeply.
You mentioned the environment, and I saw it too from Elliot. It's funny because one of the big things that got debunked last year about Edmonton was there's a lot of, again, the entire hockey world was here, the sports world tapped in. A lot of people who had never been to Edmonton before, and mainly American reporters, American people who came down here, they didn't realize, one, Edmonton got this hot in June. They had no idea Edmonton got that hot in June. No idea at all. Mm-hmm. And they were blown away. Being in the building, being in the ice district, they were blown away in terms of what Edmonton brought. That shocked a lot of people who'd never been here before, Ash.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of crazy, especially given how far north we are. That we get those really nice, pretty hot summers, but the whole city, especially in playoffs. I remember like a few years ago, my like roommate, he wasn't like super big into hockey, but like even whenever the Oilers were in the playoffs, the entire city felt like it was happier. Like literally everyone had like smiles on their faces. Like it was just like a good time to be around because like it was, like just because like this is like the best time of year for people in Edmonton. Like people go crazy, people go nuts. Like there's nothing like it in the world.
No, not all. I remember after game 4, the cup final, and after game 6, I've never seen that many cars going down Jasper Ave, honking and
Yeah,
cheering and
yeah,
celebrating. Like I was down in the bowels of Rogers Place. We were in their extended media workroom. They converted the McCune hockey rink to
yeah.
a bigger media workroom to do stuff post game. And I'm doing my post game videos for hockey news. And we're literally below the crowd. We're in like the basement of Rogers Place, and we can still hear an hour later cheering. The games are done for an hour, and we're still
Oh
hearing
my
it
God, it went
cheering.
on for so long. It was so beautiful. And I mean, like when this series comes back to Edmonton, like, dude, people here, we don't think about the Kings except for the 2 weeks in April when we absolutely fry them, and we go crazy. We go absolutely nuts. We hunt these suckers down.
And that's gonna be the big thing, is finding ways to get those big wins in
Yeah,
game 3 and game 4, because
yeah,
I mentioned the crowd had an impact here in game 1, but the crowd in game 3 and game 4, like a visiting team said before, visiting team has said before that playing in Edmonton, it is hostile winning in
yeah.
Edmonton. It is tough to win a playoff game in the city, Ash.
It is. It is very tough. And you know what? It's people always talk about how Los Angeles is really tough to win in. I mean, we obviously saw that today, but we also saw that crowd get absolutely silenced, absolutely taken right out of the game. And I just don't think that they're going to be able to stay in the game that much like Wednesday. I really don't think so. I think especially if the Oilers they've gotten over their game 1 woes. They're like, okay, we're like a real team in a playoff series. We can play some hockey. I think the crowd's gonna be taken out of it pretty fast in game 2. I don't think Oilers fans have a lot to worry about in that department. I would say.
No, I think they're gonna be in, if they get that split, they're gonna be in really good shape going back to get home for a game 3, Ash. So
Yeah, 100%.
the big thing is get that split, come back with a 1-1 series, and they should be in a really good spot. What's good for the people? Game over merchandise. Yes, I know
Yep.
you're watching the stream saying, you know what? Let me get that hoodie. Let me get that shirt. I know you watching the stream want to rock some Game Over gear. And what better way to support a thing you love than by wearing it on yourself? Game Over's apparel line has dropped with 3 unique lines. Whether you want to feel the nostalgic pull of the retro skater design, want to make a statement with our established design, want to wear your love for goalies proudly with our live and die by the goalie design, or if you need another coffee or 2 to get you through, well, not the winter, but the spring now. It's spring now, right, Ash? I think it is, at least.
Yep.
We got you covered. Designed by Brady Childs from Game Over Winnipeg. Use the QR code on stream now and take a look through our apparel store and help us rebuild local sports media in Canada while repping your community. All right. Overtime, y'all. As we get into your comments, your questions, your complaints, leave those for Andrew Berkshire. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking on the complaint
Sure.
side. But we did have some. We did have some comments here. I see in the Game Over Edmonton chat, Ash, and a couple of them came from Janias McKay, a regular here to Game Over, and so many mistakes by the coach. Why did Knobs leave the line out there after we tie it? Could have coasted the OT as well too.
Yep, that's definitely true. I honestly I respect the decision to leave them out there and to go for it, especially when they had momentum. But I don't know. I think I would have waited just a little bit to put them out on the change. Maybe that last goal doesn't happen if we get a little bit more fresh legs out there, and you know, we don't get those rushes. And maybe we can have that top line, that top unit out there for the last 30 seconds of the period instead of like for the last minute. But hindsight's 2020. Can't can't really win them all like that. So I don't really mind the decision. I think Knobs made a lot of bad decisions today. Josh Brown, God help my soul. But I don't think that was really one of them. And I think we can only look at that in hindsight as a bad idea.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But yeah, this team, I think this team Game 2 mentioned beforehand. This team will sort things out in Game 2. I know we got some Game Over Calgary. Anand from Game Over Calgary is here to chat. He is saying hi, Avry and Ash. So some provincial love as opposed to provincial hostilities. I saw on Blue Sky, Anand's colleague Conrad said Kings in 4 on Blue Sky.
Yeah, well, he would say that, wouldn't he?
Yes,
he doesn't know. He doesn't, because he doesn't know what it's like. Because I'm pretty sure Calgary won Game 1, right? And that was going to be Calgary in 4, right? That's what happened. That's what happened in that series. They won Game 1 and then they steamrolled the Oilers.
Remind me again,
Wait,
Conrad.
no, I don't think so. I don't think that's what happened.
Yeah, Conrad, I think your boys are on a golf course right now. Last time I checked.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Interesting.
Oh, another comment here. World's worst gamer. Chimes in. Hurt much? Lol. I hate the Oilers, but even I felt bad for them losing that one. And that's the thing. When fans of other teams feel bad for the Oilers, like that's that's a tough loss from opposing fans. Say, yeah, that must have hurt.
Yeah, my crash out on this stream is my way of having to deal with the fact that this game just happened to me and everyone that I love. And I think that was not fair. And I think that I think that someone should apologize to all of us, because we didn't deserve that. I just don't think so. I think that was too much. I think that was too high of a cost to pay, for the life I have lived.
Oh goodness! And one more comment here. Some more Pacific Division Unity. Everett Eisler, what's up, Avry from the Sinbin .lv Discord. Everett, what's going on, sir? And it's great to see some Pacific Division Unity because, man, no matter if it's against Calgary or Vegas, people like watching an Oilers playoff game. But man, that I do want to say as much. I would like to see if Edmonton can get past LA, Ash. I do want to see Edmonton Vegas round 2.
I mean, I think that's what's going to happen ultimately. Like, I think the Wild, like, they're the Wild, dude. Like, come on. Like I want to like them. I want to believe Kirill Kaprizov's a great player. He's an amazing player. Joel Eriksson too. Like, but I like. This isn't. It really would. It really would be something, but it's just not going to happen. Same with the LA Kings. Like it's just not going to happen. It's going to be an Oilers Knights round 2. And that might even be worse for my heart. But I will say I do think the Oilers match up better against the Golden Knights than they do against at least this iteration of the Kings with Quentin Byfield stepping up. That's at least my thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And anyways, it's time to wrap things up on Game Over Edmonton. We've been talking with you for almost an hour. And Ash, any final thoughts before we wrap things up for the night?
Dude. I better get a gift basket when I wake up in the morning because this shit was not okay. I better wake up. I better wake up Wednesday morning with like a full coupon to like a spa. So I can detox. I can clarify. I can cleanse myself. So I can absolutely beat these goddamn like franchise into the ground on Wednesday.
Well, we will see if you get your wish on both an Oilers win and a gift card to a spa. Until then, for Ash, I'm Avry. We'll talk to y'all later. We'll be back again for Game 2 to see the Oilers can get a split on Wednesday night.
Yep. See y'all then.